welcome everybody else on the call.
Yeah, we're going to give it about 5 more minutes. Um, I'm hoping I fixed my Zoom room. So, however, we won't know until I try to share the screen. And if it crashes, then what I found is, Mark, you may have to share because it doesn't crash when other people share, just when I do.
Okay, I'm
And
gonna
I'm not sure
open.
why that is.
I'll come in on my other.
Your computer?
Oh, yeah, no, what I gotta go on yours. That's true, not mine.
Yeah.
So I'll go in on my other computer just in case.
Yeah.
I got the phone and then the computer. Mark, join,
So
and I'll
what we're
then.
going to do is we're gonna kind of share the back office of WebKey, let you know basically how it all works, which is very, very similar to Origin, right? There's not too many differences other than Origin compounds 3 times a day. This one does it 13 times a day, every 2 hours.
Right.
So
And mind you, the compounding, obviously, it's compounding more often, but
it's a
not
smaller
as
amount.
much. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not as much.
Yeah.
So the difference, if you ever want to see the real difference, is only in the 5-day ROI. So you'll see it. It's a little bit higher in the
Yeah.
web key. Origin is like, it's smooth as silk for there's nothing to do there, as everybody knows. Everything is automatic. It's done.
Yeah.
If you're in passively, it's the perfect place to be.
Don't get
And
into too much detail because I haven't started the
yeah, no, 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 no,
okay.
absolutely not.
I don't
Yeah,
want you to have to repeat everything again.
no. But we
Ugh.
did this because, yeah, well, we'll tell you later. I'll wait for
So
Carl.
we're going to build this thing a totally different way. I've learned so much from Origin. And had I known what I know today, way back when I started Origin, I would have built it completely differently. And it would have been way more powerful. So we're gonna build using that strategy to help all of you guys accelerate faster.
Right. And always, we always have to remember that these are sister projects. They are under the same umbrella, which is a newbie. They have two different pathways, though. So, like Origin can't do what WebKey is going to do, and WebKey can't do what Origin is going to do. And it's meant to be that way because you don't want to have two platforms that are going in the same direction. That would not make sense at all. Then it would be competition. This is not competition at all. The only place you'll see the A token and privacy, that's what Origin was built for right from the start. And we all know that. Autonomy, privacy, that's what Origin is all about. And as
Hey,
you all
I gotta
know,
I gotta cut you off, Mark, because
oh,
you're getting into detail again. I haven't started the recording yet.
okay,
Okay.
get excited,
That happens with us, right? Okay, so I'm gonna start the recording now and everybody can play catch up afterwards. Okay. So
Okay,
here we go.
Recording in progress.
So welcome everybody. This call is to kind of give you an update on WebKey. We're going to go through the back office a little bit, give you some updates on what we just heard from a call that we were on with Marcus just prior to this. Mark and I and Marcus. So we're going to give you an update on that, and just so you guys know. Why I'm putting this call together right now for all of us, why it's important that you guys engage with WebKey prior to the WebKey 2 launch. So, with that said, Mark, I'm going to hand it over to you to go through. I'm going to try and share my screen again. If the room crashes, if I crash the room or whatever, everybody should still be in here. I'll get kicked out. But then Mark will have to share because I have still an issue with the room itself. Okay. So let me just try and see if I can share my screen here. Mark, I'm going to hand it over to you to go and explain everything with WebKey. So just give me one sec. And here we go. Okay. Okay, Mark, can you hear me? Okay. You guys didn't hear me, did you? Mark, did you hear me?
Yes, I was muted. Sorry about that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay,
I
did
heard
you
you.
hear me when I was sharing the screen?
Yep. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to share the screen. Okay, so we're going to start with the WebKey back office. Okay, so if you want to go through, we're going to just from the drop down, we'll start explaining the drop down. Okay.
Okay. All right. I got yours here. Fantastic. Just get your little, yeah, drop down. Whoops,
Oh, hang
somebody.
on, hang on, hang on, hang on. I got to stop. Oh my God. You know what? Yeah, just dirt bags in this room here just have to ruin things. So I'm going to start punting people out. As I see them, I'm going to be punting them out and they won't be able to get back in.
All right. So I'll just
This
talk for a
is,
couple of minutes while you're doing that,
yeah,
Carl.
I just punted out who I thought that person is. And if I find them doing it again, I'm telling you, I'm going to start punting out people because there are names in here I don't really recognize from before. And I think those might be the pings.
The
Okay.
perpetrators. Okay. Sounds good.
Yep.
So again, I just wanted to, almost everybody in here, we've all been together. We've been on this journey starting back at the beginning of 2024 or somewhere in 2024 with Origin. And we love Origin. That's my baby. That's my main focus and always will be. I think this platform says everything that I want to see. This platform was built for autonomy and it was built for privacy. And we went from phase one. Now we're in phase two. We have just what they said, everything. We have the cross chain exchange. We have the card that just came out now that you can order, all these different things. And the next, of course, the last to put the icing on the cake will be the A token. I can give you a little update on that. The Anubi blockchain, which will be the privacy blockchain that this will be running on, is in its final checks and balances and everything, and they're getting it audited by Certec. The A token itself, ready to go. It's already been backed by DAI, and now they're even backing it with other coins. They can take up to 60% of that and invest it in like Bitcoin and different other coins. So when they go up, it'll even increase more. So that's very powerful. And a lot of companies are doing that now. And I think that's very good. So that's the goal. Phase three will be the digital bank. Okay, once we're finished phase two and we get that all finished and everybody's into that and excited about that, that's going to bring a lot of eyeballs to Origin. This is going to make Origin go through the roof when people see this is a real true stable coin, stable blockchain, or not stable, but yes, it's stable, the coin, but privacy, all related to privacy. That's what they said right from the get go in March of 2024 when they launched. They said, we're going to offer privacy. And that's exactly what they're doing. So, okay, so that's where we're at with Origin. We love it. It's moving forward, everything together. So now we have the Anubi Foundation. That's what they do. It's a foundation that supports DeFi projects, and they chose now webkey. Webkey, a sister project. Now they just went through a transition that they're going to be going into their second phase. Okay, that's what they do. You're in phase one, then you go into phase two. So they're coming up with some different changes coming around, and they're going to be actually. We told everybody that they're going to be going from the WKey DAO token to the WKey DAO 2 token. Automatic transition. Don't have to worry about anything. Now, when they do that, we explain that what you have will continue to be staked and you will continue to get paid on that, but it's going to be put in a long term stake of 540. okay, which is a good thing, but it drips out to you every single day. You're going to get 1/540th of that every day. It's going to drip plus interest every single day. So this is a good thing. Now, once the WKey DAO 2 token comes out, then what's going to happen is you can buy that, and then it's going to be just like Origin or just like WebKey is now. They will not be long-term staked. This will be short-term. In other words, you're compounding 13 times a day in WebKey, and you have access to that all the time. So the best is a mix of the two. Some long-term, some short-term, so you're covered no matter what happens. So as Carl was saying, we would say open up an account now, put some in there, whatever you want to do. Right now, you're going to be compounding and you have access to it until probably the first or second week of February, which is when they will do the transition. But honestly, this is a good thing. I have my account. I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to let it go into long term and then just let everything grow from there. If I want more, we can build out on that. So it will affect nothing except the fact that, well, you're going to get more and it's going to drip out every day to you. Okay. And then you could take profits from that. You could do whatever you want. You can stake it. You can do anything you want with those tokens as you get them. So I think that's very powerful. And as we said, now Carl is showing here that as anybody who already has an account with WebKey, when you go back there, it's almost like coming home. Very, very, very similar to Origin. Okay, you can see a drop-down menu, a couple of different things, but almost everything is identical. Okay, you've got you got the DAO, you've got the LP bonds, you've got the stake area, you've got the DAO, everything. Okay, a couple of little nuances, but when you want to get your energy, you've got it there. With the WebKey, you have to burn, and where with Origin you can pledge or burn. You get more when you burn, more energy by burning and then pledging, but you can do either one in Origin, and it's burning in. But the burning also makes the system stronger. Okay, that's what is the beauty of it as well. So when you're in the back office, you see Carl showing there, and he has energy and his spider web. So see again, the spider web is the same energy. You just have to have more of the energy than you do in the spider web, and then you do the same thing. You send it to the turbine, and then Carl's going to actually do that. Okay. So most of the functions are the same. And now the goal, as I was saying before, the goal of Origin, privacy and autonomy, and this is beautiful. We all love that. We all want that. We all need that. With the WebKey, they're going to be 55% in the DeFi, which is what we're doing now with the WKey DAO token. Okay, that's the DeFi, 55%. They're also going to be going 45% into the centralized, okay, where it's going to be listed on Binance and different centralized platforms, Gate and different things like this. Their goal too, they're going to list on the NASDAQ, and we just found out that the people from NASDAQ were actually over in Malaysia discussing already with them about going with an IPO and all these different things. So 55-45. So totally different structure, different way to go. And now the centralized one will be with a token called just WKey. That's it. That's all. If you want to hear a funny story, they just launched that this morning at around 4 o'clock Eastern time this morning. And it went from $10 when they opened up, and now it's sitting around 300. It's kind of crazy. But, to get into that, like they were selling like $10 million worth of liquidity. It went in a couple of minutes. So, I know I didn't get into that, unfortunately, but it's a 1,000-day Also, you don't get to take it right out and sell it, obviously. So that was over 1,000 days that is going to be, but still would have been nice. They may have a third round, but we'll let you know. Most important thing is the DeFi part, which we're in now, which is Carl's showing you now. I think I'm kind of making it a little crazy for him trying to follow me going from here to there. But, we just want to let everybody know how these two are working together, how they have so many similar things. They both have the credit card, they both have the Gale Bridge, and they've got all these things that they're sharing. Now, this is Carl. You want to do the comp plan here?
Well, I can't get the one you gave me to upload. So this is the older one here,
No, I
right?
think that's the same one. I
It
think it's
might
this.
be.
Yeah, it
Okay.
is.
So the requirements are obviously for the spider web in WebKey are still 15, same like Origin is. They're different percentages per level though. Okay. I don't have that breakdown. We'll hopefully maybe tomorrow on the Zoom tomorrow I can show you that. But it's a little bit different to Origin. So as you notice, like with it goes A1 to A9 versus like V1 to V6 in Origin. So A1, you have to have at least $500 staked, and you need to have two teams with 50K volume and one team with 20K volume. So whereas in Origin, they all had to be 50K, right? And then 150K and so forth, right? But here it's a little bit different for the qualifications and the percentages that you get paid. So once we have a little bit more understanding, hopefully by tomorrow, I'll go into more deeper depth onto this. But as Mark was saying, right now, even though the WebKey 2 isn't going to launch until around, let's say around between the 5th and 10th of February, now is the time to get yourself in, because when everything starts changing over, we don't know what the price of the WKey DAO coin will be at that point. Okay. As you know, when things launch, things tend to spike a little bit. So now, in my opinion, now is the time to do it. And I'll tell you why. First of all, when I get involved in things like this, just like I did with Origin and that, I'm not interested in short-term money. I'm interested in building retirement income. Okay. And listen, this is a 2 to 3 year plan, both with Origin and WebKey, depending on what your focus is going to be. Mine, it'll be 3 years for sure, because I won't lose my focus, right? So I'm here. 540 days doesn't bother me because I'm here for the long haul. I'm not here for 60 days or 90 days or 120 days. I'm here for years. Right now it's been over a year since I've been in Origin, and I have no intention of going anywhere, right? So now I'm already at 365, 300 and well, maybe whatever 80 days now, whatever it's been since I've been in Origin. And again, 540 days, that's just another year. I'm not going anywhere. But that's me. That's how I think. That's how I generate the income I generate. Because I don't think short term, I think long term. Now, everybody's situation is different. However, what I have seen my team do in the past with Origin is something I never would have done. And what I'm saying is I never would have taken out any of my staking profits, that are not profits, but staking startup that I've got in there. None of it. None of my staking capital. I would never touch that. Where people went in to Origin and they pulled it out because they wanted to join something else. Well, what you did is all those months that you were in, you just kiboshed it all and started all over from scratch. And that's why some of you might be thinking, I'm not making any money in Origin. Well, you would have if you hadn't taken out after 3 or 4 months building. Because the 3 to 4 months or 3 to 6 months, that's when everything starts to change. And most people will go into these businesses and they will take because they're too interested in the short-term money. Now, I get that with some people. I get that with some of you that you need an income. This is why I tell you share this thing. And then you will have all kinds of commission income that you can go out and spend without harming your actual staking income. But the same thing's going to happen in WebKey if you do what you did in Origin. It's not going to be any different. These smart contracts are made for long-term stake, long-term wealth. You go in and you take from it, then you've got to accept the consequence that you're rebooting everything from scratch. Again, you can take your money whenever you want, take it all, take a little bit, take whatever. Doesn't matter to me because I'm not affecting my income because my staking is always going to be making me money. Sure, maybe my commissions go down a little bit, but my staking has not missed a beat. So in the end, I will still have a staking income that I can live off for the rest of my life, regardless of whether people pull out of Origin or out of WebKey. That's not a big deal to me because I'm smart enough to let my money grow for me. I've always said to everybody who's in this room and anybody who's listening to my stuff, I always make my money work for me so I don't have to work for it. And that's the whole purpose of smart contracts. So now you have an opportunity to jump in at the very, very beginning of the new WebKey 2.0 prior to it launching and getting a jump start with it. But you also got to start realigning your mindset that if you're going to do this and you want to retire in 2 to 3 years, then you've got to know that you can't touch the staking. Because the moment you do that, it's like going into your piggy bank. Your piggy bank is full and you break it and you smash it, you take all the money out of it. Well, now you're starting from scratch. Your piggy bank is empty, now you got to start all over again. But if you take out just bits and pieces of it, like you would commissions, well, then you have stuff to live off of and you're still growing your staking. So
Good
this
point,
is the
Carl.
purpose. This is the purpose of why we're talking to you guys about this today.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say too, just as you know, or as you will know, if you go to the Dex Tools or Dex Screener or whatever, right now, the price of the WebKey DAO is the lowest I've ever seen. It's almost the same as Origin, believe it or not. It's at $6.40 approximately.
Okay, I got the wrong one up here. Just give me a second.
No, it's okay. So it's a good time, okay? Because once we switch over, at least get some, okay? Because we don't know what will happen. It's going to create a lot of excitement. Not only the W key, which just launched, okay, that went to $300, and you could even look at that. You'll see the spike on that in just a few hours. It's not even 12 hours. So what is this? WebKey
This is WebKey DAO.
WebKey DAO. So as you can see, that's a dip. Okay, you know what they say about the dip? You buy the dip. So for me, I bought more and I'm going to leave it in there because when we switch over, that's going to be locked in there at that price, at the lowest price it's ever been. So, and I really don't, we can't predict, but you can kind of get my impression on where that's going. Just like Origin is going to go, that's going to move. Well, once that stable A comes out, watch out. This thing is going to they're both have huge futures ahead of them. Now, if you want to show W key, if you want to type in W key just really quick to kind of give them an idea, and this is all, again, this is all a newbie. This is all the sister contracts. It's all tied together. When one does well, the other does well, everybody does well. And let's see if we can get that up there. Just plain old W key. It's at 200.
I have to go back to.
Yeah, I see it. The price is up on the top right of 239. Yeah, so you could see this morning, way over on the left, started out at $10. Now it's at 239. Okay, so that's pretty powerful for sure. And I'm not saying anything else will go like that, but you could see that the platforms, the two, which are under the Anubi Foundation, they're working on both of them. I mean, Origin is on its own. I mean, that's running smooth. We've got 390 million in the liquidity pool of Origin. This one here, as you could see, the W key down. This is why they're going to change it. The W key down has about 3 million and two, I think, in there, right, Carl? Is that
Yeah,
something?
3.39 million.
Right. So what's going to happen there? Once they do the W key DAO 2, that's going to start off with at least 10 million in it. And I think they already did. I'm not sure if they did the round two, if they're going to add them all in, whatever, but that's going to have a much bigger pool. People will actually have their choice. They could stay in WebKey DAO 1, shall we say, and then they're going to work on that liquidity pool. But if you're in the WebKey DAO 2, you're going to be in that whole new liquidity pool, which is much more valuable and is going to grow from there. So that is, a very powerful thing. And, I think will give people incentive that they should, definitely, if you so desire, get your account, get your referrers link, hook up, take a look at it, see what you think. You got many days. Okay, we're not doing this tomorrow or the next day. You got plenty of time. Think, look around, check everything out. We're going to get you as much information as possible on everything, and then you could see how best. And I can tell you, even the top Anubi people are so excited about the two of them running together and finally, opening it up and people saying, wow, this is not just one thing. We've got multiple things here. And depending on what you prefer, you can, put your energy wherever you want to do and have two things working for you at the same time. So Carl, you want to go through that back office there a little bit?
Yeah,
And
just a
just
little
to
bit.
show them, yeah, just a little.
The one thing I'm going to just go into a couple of the simple things that we're used to every day, like the staking area. Okay. So it's a little bit different. You can see right now I have an interest reward acclaim. This is what is accumulating every 2 hours for me because I just claimed for the day. So I let this go every day. Now this is the compounding that's happening in here. Okay. But what happens is it's compounding here based on what this is. Okay. Now, if I was to claim this, this 0.1954 will add to this 185. So I'll just show you what it does. Okay, just as an example. So it's going to go in there and it's going to add it to this. There, see how it changed? It's gone up already. Okay, so now this is my new compounding amount. So every 2 hours, it's going to be compounding off of this amount now, not off of the old amount. So I've just increased my compounding, what's in here.
Yeah.
The
And
other thing
scroll
you're
down
going
a
to
little
see,
to, oh, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
right, go ahead. You're also
No, I
going
was
to
going to
see,
say, show them the calculator just so before we
oh,
forget.
okay. So look, I'll just take this amount right here. Okay. The calculator is a little bit different. We got a 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, 9 month, 1 year, and 2 year. Okay. So just on the 1 month, based on today's market value of the coin and today's percentage, which is right here. Okay. This amount is going to make me that. Now that, just so I can show you, is 1190. Okay. So in 1 month, it'll be up to 1461. So I'm going to make basically $300. In 3 months, I'll double my money. 6 months, I'll almost triple my money. I will triple my money. 9 months, now I 7x'd my money. 1 year, well, now you know I'm up to 15,000. 2 years, 198,000. And the reason I say this and I show this is because this is my staked amount, which I don't touch. So in 2 years from now, based on today's market value and the compounding percentage, that will turn into $200,000. And this is the money I'm telling you that I don't touch. This is my guaranteed money, whatever this is going to be in 2 years from now. The coin could go up. This could go up, everything. It could be a totally different number. But this is going to be what my outcome is without having to rely on commissions. Okay? So that's 2 years. Can't really retire on that. But if I took this number right here and I went out one more year with that, well, now that's retirement money. So in 3 years, that what I have in there is a retirement plan. That's $2.5 million. You see what I'm saying? Based on compounding, if the price of the coin doesn't go up and it stays at 0.0526 every 2 hours. Now, if you're making commissions, it's a totally different thing. Now, for me, all I did is I followed the same rule in Origin, right? So here I am 1 year in. This is what I've got staked in Origin. 1 year in, okay, if I go out another year and I wait another year, that's going to make me 126,000, okay? But then if I go out one more year after that, now I'm at 1.1 million. That's kind of retirement income, almost, depending on how the economies go, okay? But with WebEx, because it's compounding 13 times a day, the compounding factor is much stronger than if it compounds 3 times a day. And that's why it's so important not to touch this at all. This is why, you know, I'm sharing this with you and you're possibly going to share it with other people. The reason is because we want everybody building their own personal piggy bank. And because you're sharing with people, you're going to get those referral commissions, which you can use to live off of. It took me 6.5, 7 months to start living off of my commissions in Origin. And I never had to touch my staking. I never touched it at all. This is why we share this stuff with you. Because this is your piggy bank growth that's in there. Now, some of you can say, oh, you know, that's all BS and that. Well, I've been around for over a year with Origin and it's working just fine. Okay, I got a question here. I'm going to take this question from Metavern. Go ahead.
Hey, Carl.
Hi.
So it looks like we have to claim every 2 hours as
No,
opposed to
it's optional. It's
optional.
optional. So let me share my screen again. Okay. So this is going to accumulate every 2 hours. You can just let it roll and it's going to compound based on whatever this amount is that you have staked. What I'm doing to accelerate my growth in my staking is once a day, I will go in and claim that and add that to my balance. Now I'm compounding on a bigger balance now, right? So you can either choose to leave it and just let it grow, or you can claim it and increase your staking power. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I see. Okay. But
Yeah.
if I don't claim it, it doesn't compound.
No, it still compounds, but it's compounding based on what you have staked right then and there.
Previously. Yeah,
Right?
okay, I got it.
Yeah. So I just claim it, so it increases my staking amount so that I'm getting a bigger amount every 2 hours the next
Okay.
day. Right?
Got it.
Yeah. Connie, go ahead.
Okay, so all I'm going to do is you're going to hit claim
If
and
you
it rolls
want.
it in.
It's
I'm
an
sorry?
option.
Right. But when you claim it,
Yeah.
click claim it, and where does it go?
It gets added to, you must have missed it when I showed everybody. Okay, so when I claimed that button, that amount got added to, whoops.
No, actually, it's going to go into your turbine when you claim that. This is where the difference. Go to your turbine now, Carl. Just to let you know, that's where a little bit of a difference. Origin is totally on overdrive. Okay, you can set it and forget it and come back 5 years later, and it's just going to keep growing and growing automatically. This one here with the web key is a little more work, you got to go in. It's all good for the system in general. So you're going to have to go in to the turbine now. And
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
I got booted. Sorry, Mark.
Oh, it's okay. Just go into the turbine or bring that back up and go into the turbine, because that amount that you're getting there goes into the turbine as well. So go in there. You've already got a couple, but you should have. What do you have in your?
I just added it. I just added it.
Oh, you claimed it, in other words.
Yeah. So I was doing it and then I got kicked out.
Oh, I see.
So
Okay.
so we missed me doing it. Yeah.
Right. So he's gonna buy it, which guess what helps the system. Then he's gonna be able to claim it a little bit later, and you could and then once it, like Carl says, once a day you go in there. As it gets bigger, you may want to go in there more often. Like with Origin, we go in 3 times a day. With this one, you can go in as often as you want. You can go in every couple hours once it gets really big. But
Right.
obviously, at the beginning, it's going to be little bits and pieces. Now, one other thing, if you look at the 5-day ROI, just scroll down a little bit and you'll see the 5-day ROI is 3.57.
5739.
That is, including compounding, that is what you're getting over 5 days, 3.57%. Now, I could tell you, trust me, if you go into Origin, it's going to be 3.07. So it's a little bit less. So when it's 3.0679. Right.
Yeah.
So now, but look at how much you're getting. Go now into the next reward. No, below next reward yield is 0.3, 0.30 something. Now go back to webkey just to show you the difference. The next reward yield, you see how much smaller it is, right?
Yeah.
It's 0.05, whatever.
0976.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's kind of small.
Yeah.
So you're compounding more, less each time, but the overall picture, it's more definitely with the web key. But the beauty of Origin is you have nothing to do at all, So that's why, they're two great platforms, and they're all under, again, the same roof. So I would, for me, I'm putting some in one, some in the other, get the benefits of both, because they are very different going down the road. And you never know which price is going to go. Who knows? The future is very bright, I think, for everything under this roof. And, you want to be positioned. It's like, I'm not a student of the Bible, but they say in the Bible, from what I understand, what I've been told, that you need 7 to 8 income streams in your life to, really make it that much better. So I'll listen to that advice for sure.
There we go. So a couple of differences in here. You notice in here, there's no minting. You don't see the minting in here like you do in Origin, right? So Origin has its mint here. So in WebKey, it's in a different place. Okay. So it's going to be under long-term stake. And this is where your minting is. And as Mark said earlier, the actual pledging doesn't work in here. It's only burning. Now, whether they engage that later, quite possibly, but right now you burn it, which I don't have a problem with, because I burn all my stuff in Origin right now. I don't even do the pledging anymore, right? But even for here, it makes sense for me to like burn one web key, right? In order to get what I need into my invite. So as you can see, I burned 2 earlier. I had 6.8 or 9. I have a lot in here. That's going to last me a fair bit of time. And then obviously, as I grow bigger and bigger and bigger in my team, the more energy I'm going to have, right? Now, we also have what we call a community credit. Okay, so this community credit I'm just going to bring that up here. Okay. If we scroll, oh, it doesn't have the scroll on here. I think it was on the, is it on here? Now I can't remember where I saw the community credit. Oh. Oh yeah, okay. So the more you have in here, so this is basically part of your, I think it's part of the spider web where the community credits come in, but we need to find out more about that. Unless you know, Mark, you can.
Yes, you're right. That is the spider web, and as you get more wallets underneath you, that can
Correct.
minting gets lower and lower, and eventually zero once you get to the bottom there.
Yeah. So you can see there's a community tax of 15% on the basics. That would be up here. And then as you start growing your community credits, it starts reducing the mint tax. So once you have 15 personals in there and, you know, they're all at, I'm guessing 200 or more, oh no, 100 or more in there, it will go down to basically 1%, I think, is what it goes down to. Or is it 3%? 3%, Mark?
1%, I believe. Yeah.
1%.
Yeah.
Okay.
And bear with us here because this
the
is
more
all
you
very
get
new
in
to
there,
us.
the more, oh yeah, there's 1% right there, right?
Yeah.
So there is advantages versus you know what we do in Origin. So we really don't want an identical project to Origin anyways. You always want to have something that's slightly different. So the way that we do this is going to be a lot different. First of all, we are going to need to get our 15 personals, whether it's personals you share it with, whatever it is, up to 15 to reduce your tax, basically your minting tax. Okay.
Yeah.
And again, it's all going to be based on what you need to have in there. Like it's $3,000 in your wallet for 15 personals, where it's, what is it, 10,000 in Origin, I think. Right?
Yes.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a you know, it's a lot less.
It's a lot easier to achieve this in here. Okay. It's a much more lucrative contract the way that it's built. Now remember, Origin set the way, right? They set the precedents, and then there's always going to be improvement. This is an improvement on there, even though it's done a little bit differently. It has its own different type of ecosystem, all that kind of stuff, right? So let's go over to questions. Aaron, go ahead.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, please. So does it mean in the first week in February they are going to launch another token?
Yeah, but it's going to be integrated. So all they're going to be doing is they're going to be releasing the WWeb DAO 2 token, which will then, we will just click a button in our back office and it will change everything over to that WWeb DAO 2 coin, right? There's literally nothing we have to do. It's all going to be integrated into there.
Okay. So that means if I go in right now, when they launch the new one, they will change the token to the new one.
It's automatically going to be done. This is why
Correct.
I tell everybody, you know, why do you want to wait for the Web 2 launch? First of all, the coin could be a much higher value. So when they do go it over, you'll have less. You'll have the same value amount, but less coins.
That's right. And now you're buying at this is a dip. I don't think it's going to ever go lower than this. So you're buying a dip, and in the meantime, we got what, about 2 weeks maybe until they flip the switch. And if you're compounding 13 times a day on that, that's a nice little start for when they switch over. Yeah.
Here's the other thing. Okay, we go back here, and I'm pretty sure this is what it is, but you might want to correct me. The accelerator reward, I believe, is what's going to be the daily release from the 540. I could be wrong. I don't know if I am, correct me, but that's where that will end. And then you'll claim that and add it into your staking. So, you know, we need to be really, really smart about this, because I'm telling you, you can accelerate your growth so fast in here because of the every 2 hours right now that we have with the interest reward, which is the compounding. And then once it goes into the 540 day and releases daily, that will be, it could be the accelerated reward. I'm not sure, but it'll show up someplace here. You're going to claim that and then add it into your staking, right?
Yep.
That's what we're going to do.
And up on top, Carl, top left, you see the APY. It's
Yep.
1,198, almost 1,200%. That's the annual percentage yield.
Percentage.
Exactly. So that's good. So as you can see, there's definitely different nuances to each one. Okay. And that's why I kind of like it, because you are getting the best of both worlds. We don't know which coin can take off at which time, because never forget that these coins, if they move, guess what? Everything that you have in there gets accelerated like big time. If Origin goes back up to 10, or if this one goes back up, to whatever it is, that was up pretty high recently, but then again, it's a newer project. Okay. This one started in November of 2024. So it's a little over a year old, and Origin, obviously, it's getting close to 2 years in March. So now certain things too, they don't have the rewards pool in WebKey. We have that in Origin. So there's a chance, and probably a few people here that have won in that, and you can go in and get into that pool anytime you want, basically many times per day. The monthly pool is I forgot how many, but it's many millions. People are winning, or well, they're winning. The top income on that 40% it's over 1 million, actually, not many millions. Get carried away there, but no, and it was at 500 and some odd million for that thousand for that top winner. So like we said, different, you choose, but it's always good to have your, not all your eggs in one basket. So this is a different basket, that could be of interest to people in different ways, different compounding, different APY, little different structure as well, but the basics are all there. It's all about the compounding, and the WebKey, will eventually, once they start listing on the NASDAQ, on the DEX, that whole platform is going to go up, and it's going to make all the tokens, even Origin, because it's going to be lumped into the same thing, and people say, wow, this is pretty powerful. We got two choices here to get in. So it's I think very exciting what we have going on here for anybody that wants. And again, I'm an Origin guy, year and a half, over a year and a half. I love Origin. I was in it almost since the beginning, and I'm very proud of all the work that we did, whole community here, and and built it up. But obviously, we're a very small part, because there's almost 400 million in there. So even if somebody takes out a large deposit, you're not going to even see. You may change that price by a penny. So it's a very powerful platform. And now they're going to build the WebKey up the same way. So, two big things here. And you now have the chance to participate in both.
Awesome. And again, we want you guys to make sure you do your own due diligence and everything on there. I mean, you don't take our word for it. Make sure, you do your due diligence. Make sure this is what you want to do to go through. We're just showing you what it's going to do in here. But ultimately, in the end, it's up to you guys to decide what it is you guys want to do with these projects.
Yes. And one other thing I wanted to bring up real quick, Carl.
Sure.
The WebKey has a phone. We didn't touch on that, but if you can bring up that PowerPoint again, I'll just show a picture. They have a Web3 phone. Everything is pre-programmed in there. You can keep all of your stuff on there in total privacy. It's like a wallet and a hard wallet combined in one. Okay, it's called the Cooper 3. I believe Cooper has something.
I just got to go down and find it.
Yeah, no problem. It's in the other one, I think.
What's the other one?
This one? Yeah, it's the other one.
Okay.
So this tells a little about the new issuance, and there it is there. So,
right here.
Yeah. So you're going to have everything. It's called the WebKey Cooper. We have Carl probably put the video. We have a nice little video, but it seems every time we try to play it, the volume
I
doesn't.
forgot to put it in there yesterday. I got to do that today.
Okay. So we'll fill you in on, more on that, but it's a very, very useful thing for anybody that has cryptocurrency, and it's going to introduce a lot of people. This is like kind of like a hook. People are going to see this and say, "Wow, I want one of those phones." So you can use that as well, and that's only going to be available in WebKey, and it's called the Cooper 3. Cooper, by the way, had something to do with phones. I know that's why they named it Cooper. If anybody wants to know, if you can probably Google that. So it was kind of named after that particular person, and they even compare it to Solana had a similar phone, but this thing here is like loaded. It has all the blockchains, everything. It's upgradable, all the time. You can keep adding stuff. So you can keep everything. Plus, you can use it as a phone. You can put an eSIM in there or a SIM card, and you can use it as a phone as well. Some people might want to just keep it like that, just to protect all their assets and everything in one place. You don't need different wallets, like, everything is going to be there on one device. So that is coming as well. They still, have a little bit of a delivery date on that. And that phone is only $699. So if you think about it, what an iPhone costs now, an iPhone is double, pretty much. And it doesn't do anything with Web3. This phone is devoted to Web3, and of course they're going to always do upgrades to it and everything. So that's another thing. And if people are interested in getting a phone like that.
Okay, thanks, Mark. Tracy, over to you. Go ahead.
Okay, so I just have a question. What's the minimum investment for this platform?
There is no minimum. $1, I think, is the minimum. But if you want to build a team, it's 200.
Okay, and this is on
Actually,
BNB?
And BNB Smart Chain, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
You want to add something, Mark?
Nope, that was good.
Okay. Tony W., over to you.
Wow, look at that bird.
Yes, sorry, I had some problem unmuting.
That's okay.
Can you do cold storage on the Cooper 3?
That
Yes.
I don't know. Can you, Mark? Okay.
Yes.
You can do cold
Yes.
storage? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, all right, that's great.
Yep, it sure is. Awesome. Thanks, Tony. Any other questions before we wrap it up? Hopefully you guys got kind of a good idea. We'll probably end up doing at least one webinar a week with WebKey, at least for the next little while. So, we got to balance it between both the origin one and, of course, Noah. Noah, we don't have much information on right now, no updates. So tomorrow might be more WebKey. And if we have any updates, we can talk about it tomorrow on the regular 2 p.m. Eastern call.
Yeah. Noah is like a baby in the incubator. Okay.
Yeah.
Just so, anybody that, it has to go through that infancy phase and then get stronger and, building up, and that's what it's doing. So, yeah.
And WebKey's been around for a year. They're just, I don't know if you call it a relaunch or whatever you call it.
It kind of is. They had a different marketing
with version 2, right?
Yes, version 2, they changed a bit. They had a different marketing plan, and they changed it just before Christmas. They went from sort of like a binary-ish kind of plan, which they didn't really like after a while. And then they said, you know what? The origin one is perfect with the 3. And boom, there we go. We're back to the 3. So you see how they're borrowing from each other, working together.
They're just improving it. Yeah.
Yeah, on both, for sure.
There you go. Okay, any last questions before we wrap this up? And then I'll get this recording up. All good? Well, okay, great. Mark, thanks for jumping on with me here today. And everyone else, thanks for taking time out of your Sunday to come in and listen to this. I will get this recording up right away, and we will be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Take care. Bye-bye.
Recording stopped.